and the boys are back. The boys have had some difficulties today. We started recording a slapper. We had some
We
technical issues.
we were on a fucking roll too, and it's completely my fault. Apparently, I have this computer that, even though I have absolutely nothing on it, it says that it's full. So, I'm either gonna have Dominic help me with it, or I'm gonna take it to the backyard and hit it with a bat. So, one of the two things is
Damn,
gonna happen today.
you gonna give it that Walking Dead treatment?
Now, I'm gonna give it the Office Space treatment.
You ain't see my man in The Walking Dead when he had that baseball bat wrapped with barbed wire?
I haven't watched anything, I would say, in the last 10 years, really,
Damn, dog.
with
We
TV. So,
we got to change that up. Okay, so we'll dive into a little bit of what we touched on earlier. Give us a nice little recap. My weekend has been fun. Wedding, proposal, got a wedding today, and then shit ton of editing. Uh, we were talking about earlier about proposals and the locations, like how some people might think. I shot a proposal outside a craft beer place, and it was raining, and some people are like, "Oh, I wonder why they chose there to get proposed." And we were, my thoughts on it is that it shouldn't matter where somebody's proposing at if it has meaning to them. So for this couple, it had a lot of meaning because that's where they shot. I mean, that's where they had their first date. And apparently it's like a hangout place that they go to all the time. So for me, that makes perfect sense. Like if that place was that special to you guys that you had a first date there, then I don't know why anybody would be giving anybody grief that you chose that as the place to propose to. It's part of y'all's story. So I'm down for any location as long as it's not a men's bathroom. But we did say, hey, if it is a men's bathroom and there's a bag to be had, we'll probably be in there shooting as well. Your thoughts on proposal locations?
yeah, I mean, very similar. I think that, like, because you were saying, like, some people were giving grief about, like, why did they do it there? My
Yeah.
question was, why the fuck do you care? Like, it's not your proposal. If it's not your, what the hell do you care what anybody else does? So, my take on it was, personally, I think that proposals, I like when they're a little bit smaller. I like when it's more about just them two.
Yeah.
But it's your life. You can do whatever you want. So if you don't want to do it like that and you want to make a whole, show of things, do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's who you are. The person that you're marrying, I'm sure, is in line with that type of behavior and that type of idea. Um so yeah, I think you should do whatever the hell you want. But for us, I think we agree on the fact that, like, maybe it should be more about exactly like that. Like, if it's a brewery or whatever it may be, it's special to them, so that's what matters.
Yeah. Listen, if I met a chick on fucking Spirit Airways, and that's where I met this bitch. Hold on. I didn't mean bitch in a bad way. Sorry, sorry, people. If that's where I met this person, boy, I'm not
uh,
covering myself with glory here. I would
no,
propose on Spirit Airways the next time we went on a flight. Obviously, if I liked her, but like
right.
to me, that would make sense. Like it'd be a fun way to propose. I'd even get the flight attendants involved. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to propose to Shorty. You mind if we come up here and use this wider space or that middle part of the plane where they have that gap between some of the rows? I'd be like, you good with that? And I'd have a photographer on the flight, and that'd be a tight ass proposal, to be honest.
Exactly. And that's more significant, which I'm more about that. You know what I mean? So, like, when we're scheduling a proposal, I always tell them, do you have an exact location in mind? Like, I ask those questions. And if they don't, then we'll help them find, like, a pretty location. Do you guys go to the beach a lot? Do you guys, go on hikes? Whatever the case may be, we figure out what makes the most sense that's within the scope of what they do. Like that one proposal that we did where they went on a morning walk at the beach. I'm like, do you guys normally do this? And I think he said, like, it's not completely out of the realm of what they do. So that's why she didn't, no alarms were ringing. Because I mean, it was at sunrise. So I'm like, if I told my girl we're going on a little beach walk when the sun's coming up, she'd be like, I'm getting murdered. That would be her thought.
Yeah, yeah, I would think the same. Yeah, I fuck with a walk. I fuck with a nice long walk. I wake up in the morning to go for a walk. I've been walking my ass off. But to touch back on this proposal shit, there's motherfuckers out here getting proposed to with livestock.
There
So
are.
at least these people did it at a nice place out in public at a growler or a craft beer place. I'm okay with that. At least it wasn't a pig. with "Marry
Yeah.
Me" written on the side. It could have been that. So
Yeah.
let's settle down, people. Um, I want to touch. I know we got topics. I want to touch on being verified. We're seeing a lot of people out there paying Instagram $15 a month, 15, 12, whatever it is. I don't know, but they're paying them money to get this blue check mark. Now, with all the extensive research that I did, and by extensive, I mean 5 minutes on Google, it looks to me like you don't get any benefits outside of recognition to dumb people, like people that don't know that this is a thing. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't go on Instagram. I know a bunch of people that just rarely hop on. They might see this blue check mark and get fooled into thinking that you did something major, and they might not know that you just paid $15. That being said, I didn't see anywhere where if you had pay that you get a boost in the algorithm, that you Instagram does something special for you, or you get more perks, or I didn't see anything worth the payment. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, I only spent a few minutes on Google, but I came across a bunch of different places. I did ask a bunch of different people as well, and they all said that there's no benefit. So if you do have that blue check mark, and we both I am friends with a lot of people. I know Elmer is too that have that check mark. If there is perks, tell me because I don't want to be the idiot that's on the sideline slagging this off. But you guys are getting a boost. I didn't anywhere I've looked. I didn't see that's happening. To me, it just sounds like Instagram's just collecting a bag here. So yeah, leave us some comments or DM us if that's our peoples out there that have the blue check mark. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. Is that I'm on that same, thought as you. Is that if it's not doing anything and all it's doing, like back in the day, when not everybody could just purchase a blue check mark, it meant something. It meant that this person verified, whether they're a celebrity or it's a big business or whatever the case may be. You people generally want things because they can't have them. So once everybody can get it, it loses its value, and realistically the value of it went down because now all you have to do is pay. And then going off of that, what you said, if it's doing something great, if it's bringing me more business, if it's bringing more attention that then I can convert into more business, wonderful, it's worth every penny. But if it's not doing anything and all it's doing is adding a little dumb check mark and they're making millions or ridiculous amount of money off of it, like you're just following the herd for no reason. That I don't understand, because we all know what that blue check mark means. It means that you make a payment every month, unless
Yeah.
we're wrong. And if we are wrong, please leave a message, leave a comment below, and let us know. Have you seen a boost since you've done it?
Yeah, hit us up. I just think I think Instagram played themselves because now being verified has lost its luster. If any
Instagram,
cat can get it,
I
yeah.
disagree. Instagram didn't play themselves. They did a wonderful marketing move
Oh,
because
they got a bag. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, you know how much money they made out of this? It's
Millions.
a ridiculous amount. And if they can get away with it, God bless. But shit, they're not getting it from us unless we see a significant jump in traffic.
No, you're right. They didn't play themselves. I just wish like it used to mean something. And now if anybody can just go get it, somebody with a few hundred followers can have it and didn't do anything and like it's now every time I see a blue check mark, like if I used to see a blue check mark that was watching my stories, I get a little excited. I'm like, who is this? But now since anybody can do it, like I just have tons of blue check marks because cats be out here dishing that $15 out. But again, if it does something, let the boys know because we don't want to be the clowns in the back seat of the bus, not
Talking
making
shit
money.
while we're missing out on opportunities. And
That
that's
could
what
be
it is. Like we're always open to like being wrong, right? Like I want to be wrong because it'll help me learn. So if you tell me you're wrong in this, and this, okay, cool, I'll try it out then. But if you're telling me there's no, I think we kind of got the point across on this. So we'll move on to the next subject. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let us know if you guys have seen any difference in traffic or anything like that, or interaction.
yeah. Now, Elmer and I had a conversation this week that we think you guys are going to be happy about or excited about. Let us know if you think that would you be down to do something like this. So a year or so ago, Elmer and I were having conversations about how to do fun shit on YouTube with each other, even though we live across the country. And Elmer had the good idea of was like he was like, well, why don't we just pick like a new subject to shoot every week? It could be a car, it could be animals, it could be like whatever. It's like a challenge. I'll go do a shoot. Scott, you go do a shoot, and then we can do behind the scenes footage, meld them together in a video, and put that out. almost like a challenge. So I'm a little scared of the challenge because I'm not trying to look. I'm trying to collect bags, not hot L's, not fresh hot L's by Chef Elmer. But if it'd be fun. And then so we were talking about that, and then he said, it'd also be cool. And this was yesterday if we let all the photographers that follow us, if y'all want to do the same thing, like maybe every week we post with the first podcast of the week, we post the subject that we're shooting. Anybody that wants to get in, you go do the same challenge that we're doing. Record your BTS and send us your final photo, and then we'll stitch all that together on YouTube, and we'll do a YouTube post.
And I'm gonna say, even if you don't do behind the scenes, even if you just submit the photos, I think that would still work. Because a lot of the times, when
Yeah,
you're shooting by yourself, you're not thinking about shooting behind the scenes. And I don't want to, alienate, because if you have the photo, submit it. And I think it'd be a really cool like community thing for us. And I know right now we have a very small following, but I think it'll be fun to build a little community with at least the dozen people that follow us.
but also you pussies have cell phones, so you can get some BTS footage.
No, no, no. Because listen, when I'm shooting by myself, I'm not filming behind the scenes bullshit, dude. I'm here to work. Then that's how I feel. And I know it's wrong. I know that I should be focusing more on that. But when I'm shooting by myself, I'm not thinking about, let me record some shit.
Dude,
Do you have the? Go ahead.
I got that Insta 360. I just slapped that motherfucker on top of the camera and we cooking.
How do you attach it on though? Can you show me actually? Show the
Yeah, one
people.
second.
Yeah.
Entertain the people. Let me.
Oh, he left me by myself. All right, so Scott, obviously, he's bringing Insta 360. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a camera that records, like it says, a 360 view. So when he's editing, if you follow some of his vlogs, his behind the scenes, it'll record kind of like from his angle, from the lens, and then it kind of rotates out to like what he's actually shooting. It's a pretty cool thing. I've seen some people do that. I've never attached it to my camera. I don't have one, but it's an interesting way of being able to shoot behind the scenes without having somebody record it. With us, we have our assistants recording it, so I can just focus on working. But if you're solo, this is a good option.
So I just have this little guy, and he'll just go right onto the shoe on the top of the slides right in. I tighten it down, and we're going.
But that's the issue that I would have is I always have that other remote on there, the one with the screen. So
Yeah,
there would be no space for it. I would have to have a bracket next to it for it.
that's why I kept the cheaper trigger because I used to do. I need to get back to doing more of this. I mean, I recorded the entire proposal yesterday on top of the camera with this, so I'll make a YouTube video out of that. But when I got the newer trigger, I was like, fuck, I don't have a place to mount that. So I
Yeah.
still have it, but I just use the old one.
Yeah, the new one, I mean, I like it. I feel like it's more intuitive. That's why. And
It is
I'm
nicer.
thinking less about behind the scenes and more about shooting. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for me to like think about that. And I should. I mean, I think a lot of the photos or videos that we post that have behind the scenes, they get a lot of good traction. So yeah, I am wrong in this, but it's just like I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I like it. Like I'm okay with using the old trigger because this is just so fucking easy. I put
Yeah.
it up there and I just hit record and it just does whatever the fuck it just record and then I forget about it. I don't have to think
Right.
about anything else the rest of the day. And like that the last wedding I shot, I was by myself because they didn't pay for a second. Then obviously yesterday's proposal was just for me. So like when I'm by myself, it's I know I'm not going to get anybody else's help to get content. So if I just
Yeah.
slap this up there, and the Insta 360, what I do like is that it films 180 degrees both ways.
Right.
So it can even kind of get if I wanted to aim it back onto me while I'm kind of working or seeing what's behind me, if I wanted to show people, are you looking at my nose again? Oh,
It's
let's
gonna be
compare the
filming right at
size.
your nose.
This is about a 1.5 Stockton nose
Yeah,
height.
we came up with a new metric to measure things.
The Stockton nose. Man, that sucker big, boy. I got to scoot back from the screen. Maybe is that better? No, it's not. It's still. Boy, look at that there.
I can't make
That's
fun.
that's
Yeah.
scary. That's
But
frightening.
yeah, so if you guys wanna get into this, we're gonna think of a subject for this week. We'll post it on our Instagram. And then we'll kind of just take it from there.
Well, we can't do cars because you just did a fire shoot with cars, and I don't want any.
If you
I
want
don't
the
want
smoke.
any. I don't want that smoke. No.
Well, the thing is, like, I love shooting cars. The first thing that I ever got paid for, we talked about this a few podcasts back, was shooting a car.
Yeah.
And to me, it blew my mind. I'm like, someone's paying me to do this? Like, I used to shoot it for fun with my friends. You know what I mean? So I always had a soft spot for that. And I was telling Sergio, it took me motherfucking months to figure out the lighting that I did yesterday. When I started, and because there was no YouTube, like, showing anything. There wasn't, like, rarely would you find a website that was telling you anything about it. So it was a pain in the ass. And then yesterday or 2 days ago when I shot that, it took me 45 seconds. It was boop, boop.
Did you
So
use
that
two lights?
two lights, yeah. So that brings up a good topic. It wasn't on the list, but it's something that I saw somewhere where you don't get paid by the amount of time that it takes to do something. You get paid for the experience that you bring, so it's efficient. So
Yeah.
some people think that, because it's so easy to do, quote unquote, that you shouldn't be getting paid as much. But it's like, no, you're not paying for how easy it is to set up. You're paying for all the time that it took and all the experience to make it easy now. So when
Yeah.
it took me months to set up that lighting and figure out how to make it look correct, now it takes me 45 seconds. If you bring somebody that's new to shooting cards, they're not going to understand. Like, you even asked, like, was it two lights? Like, since I've shot cards, I knew that it would be, if I saw that photo, I'd be like, it's a minimum of two lights. You know what I mean? Like, I already know where they're being lit from.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. I've never shot cars or vehicles. So just from an outsider's perspective looking in, if I rolled out there today to shoot a car for the very first time, I would have had two lights at each side of the car, both at 45-degree angles, high up, angled down. Whether or not that's the right way, that'd probably be my starting point.
Yeah, and I mean, and you're not wrong. Like, the way that the car was positioned. Let me show you. Actually, tankers. I'm gonna move back. Excuse me, boy. He always lays down right behind the chair, so I always check.
Oh, I know. I've seen them.
So here, because I'm
Oh, we
12.
got diagram. We're about to have diagram Elmer. Oh,
Because
wow.
I'm 12, I have little cars. So let's say we were shooting. Right, you make the noises. All right. So let's say we were, like, I'm going to position it exactly how it was. So I was shooting the cars like this. I had one flash that was going to illuminate the front, basically. So let's say, there we go. So one flash would be coming like here, illuminating the front. And then I had another flash coming, I think I had it more like back and like feathering. So it was lighting the entire amount. So if it's back here, back here, right? It's lighting towards the front wheel. So it's feathering the light in the front. If I had it more over here, I would light more aiming towards the back. So it feathers the inverse square law, as they call it. So by the time the light travels all the way here, it had to travel further, so the intensity dies down a little bit, and whatever was spilling onto the front is going to be what's it called? Pretty much the same intensity as in the back because it doesn't have to travel as far, but it's not getting the full beam. Does that make sense?
Welcome to the Hot Wheels podcast, where Elmer
Yeah.
breaks out his toys from his from his toy chest.
Well, at least I have the real one outside too, so that's all right.
Oh, that's a power play.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, no, that lighting makes sense. Yeah, I guess if you treat the front like it's a side, you have to light that side, and then you have the side of the car, and you have another flash to light that side. It makes sense.
Yeah, because otherwise one side would be dark. So
Yeah.
that's why I said, just looking at those photos, I would say it's a minimum of two lights. And let me show the people, because I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but let me show what
Ah,
we're
fuck it.
talking about.
I like this. Oh, you're gonna hold the photo up?
Yeah, so people can see what the hell we're going on about.
You know, we could add that in post pretty easy.
But are we gonna do it?
We're both lazy. Well, we're not lazy. Actually, it's the
I don't know.
opposite. We both work so much that when it comes to doing smaller things, might take a shortcut here or there.
So if you guys see that, that's what it's like. Or obviously, if you follow me or the, God damn it, I did post most. Yeah, there's the other one.
Damn, them
So
things
you can
sick.
see there's one light hitting the front and then one light hitting the back. I could have lit the front wheel a little bit better there, but
What'd you shoot it with?
perfect. 35 to 150,
Oh,
the Tamron, and then just two Godox flashes. One 8200, and then the other one was actually just like a TT 685 or 600, like a smaller flash, because you don't need that much power.
I got to get the 35 to 150 back.
Is that the next subject we're going into?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Listen,
Hold
go
on. You
ahead.
know what? What I did right now is I just I gave you the rope. So go ahead and hang yourself.
Listen, there's gonna be some people out there that might be upset with this next topic. Your boy may or may not be going back to Sony. Now, for all you beautiful cocksuckers out there that switched to Canon because of me, I don't want to say you played yourself, but you didn't watch all of my YouTube videos, obviously, because you just seen your boy hopping around like Frogger from system to system. That being said,
Well, I'm gonna say a slight correction. They didn't play themselves.
I played them.
You played.
I'm sorry, babies. You know what though? The more I'm thinking about this, the more I don't. Ooh, I might could stay with both. All I really need is a Sony body in that 35 to 150. This mind is working right now. You see that? This mind is working.
You know
So
what a pain
maybe
in the ass it's gonna be to it's you'll get it quick enough because you'll find the presets that work. But it is gonna be a pain in the ass to match them. Because when I edit Canon, it is more of a pain in the ass to match them
you
to
see
our
your boy
Sony.
dancing because his brain is working. Boy, we out here.
No, what you're doing right now is trying not to get people upset at you for
Yeah,
doing that. Because
listen.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna switch to Sony. I can already tell.
It's like a house in the Carolinas that has somebody that went to UNC Chapel Hill and then somebody that who went to Duke, and they should butt heads, but there's a nice bit of love in there. Some
And at the same time, you're trying to go to one class at one school while you're going to the other school. It
it,
doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I'm liking this idea. I'm like maybe it'd be just my little slow creep back. Start with one body in that 35 to 1. I want to be able to say Fofty. I want to be able to say 35 to 150.
And if you guys don't know why we say Fofty, it's because of 50 Cent in a whole debacle that he was hilarious in.
The Don, the Don Dada. Yeah,
Mhm.
I will say I had a couple cats on YouTube were like, "Don't do it, don't switch," and
Were those the ones that you sold onto the Canon system?
it could be, it might be. Now, if I did it, because I've already been pricing out a kit,
Oh, it's happening.
I'd probably go A7 IV. It's got a few more megapixels. What was it, like 33? Give me a little bit of room to crop, and eventually I'd have to get me an A9. I'd probably have to go Mark II because it's only $500 more expensive. Like the A9 itself is what that camera's got to be like 8 years old,
It's
and
wild.
it
Hold
still
on.
holds its price. It's
'Cause I have,
30. It's $39.99 on Adorama.
see, since I'm upstairs, I have another screen on the left. The Sony A9.
Check it brand new, and it might be on sales this week because of Memorial Day weekend.
Oh yeah, the release date was 2017.
Bruh, what is that?
That's,
Six
for
years?
cameras, that's 6 years. That's ancient.
That's ancient. I'm saying because I remember watching. Do you know Jason Lanier?
No, but
He's
again, I don't follow too
Well, he
many
used
things.
to be a humongous Sony. Well, I think he still is a humongous, but like he was like one of the first people that was out there just blowing up Sony. And I remember watching one of his videos of him trying it out for the first time, and it was ages ago.
Yeah, and I mean that's really like technology nowadays. It just goes so quick with these things. So I mean, I would say the A9 Mark II. Look at that, 4100.
Yeah, it would make no sense to get the A9 if you can just
If you can get the
spend.
Mark II, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
there it
much
is,
more.
4100 on Amazon. So there you go. And it's not refurbished. It's none of that. Yeah. All right. So welcome Scott back to Sony. Everybody, please leave a comment below. If he bamboozled you to get a Canon, this is your opportunity to throw all the shade and all the hate to Scott. Because by the time we jump back on here, it's very likely he'll be on Sony again.
I don't know. Like it's such a process. Um,
Oh, like you've never done it before.
I'm fluent in it. Yeah. Yeah, no, the online world of selling cameras, they know about me. They know the
in that
name.
in that area, you'd be verified from so
Oh,
many
oh,
sales.
Yeah, no. When they see my shit coming up on eBay again, they gonna be like, "Oh, this sucker's back again. Scott must be switching." They see about me when it comes to selling systems. See about your boy. They know about me on there. I'm verified.
All right,
Shit.
guys. So leave a comment below, please. Welcome Scott back to the Sony family.
Oh
Um,
Lord, I'm about to get shit on by
as
a
you should be.
gazillion. Mhm. Hey, you're supposed to be my boy. Come on. Shut up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once you're back in Sony, we can talk. Um,
Ooh, I can't wait to get a hold of that one Fofty though. But I got to reach
yeah.
out to Cameron because you know I ain't paying for that.
Oh man.
Damn, that means okay. So I got that 70 to 200. I got to get some content with that so I can do my little parlay and try to be like, hey, I'm going to give you this back, and you'll just send me the 35 to 150, and then they're
The
going to be
one,
like, we gave that to you
the,
before. What happened?
that's what I was about to say. The one that they already gave to you.
Yeah, and I'll just be like, yeah, just give it again. A guy could always use two.
Because the range isn't wide enough on one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, listen. What I do now is I actually provide it to my second shooters. I say, hey, this is what you're going to shoot with. I hand them a kit. That's going to be the lie I use. Tamron, don't watch this podcast. Don't listen to this podcast. That's my lie. I'm going to use that, and shit's going to be sweet.
There we go. Perfect.
It's all sorted out. I love
Just
when I
make
work
sure.
shit out.
Just make sure that Tamara never watches this.
Oh no, no.
Although you tag them all the time.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! If this would be the one they would watch. You know that little fat kid from Charlotte? He's been hustling us. He's been hustling us for lenses. Yeah, yeah.
Dirtbag.
That's exactly what they're gonna say. They're gonna be like, "Fuck, the kid got us again."
No, here's
There.
another. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was gonna say a good topic would be. It wasn't even on here, but like, how do you feel about buying used equipment?
Oh, I don't.
Go on.
Because I feel like I've been burned by used cars before, and
hmm
so I know you can get it, and I know there's people out like all my gear that I sell. I know it's good, but I'm jaded because I've been burned before. The last thing I want to do is get some shit that's fucked up and has issues, and now I got to deal with wherever I bought it. Let's say eBay. Now I got to go through eBay. You have to let them know that there's something wrong with it. Then they have to go let the seller know, and then there's this dance of getting it back to them before you can get your money back and all that. Like it can be so like I'm just weird. Like, especially like if I'm just weird about used shit, man.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
it's like a backup thing. Like I know you have like an A7 III as a backup. Like if I need a backup full frame, yeah, then I don't like one that I'm probably not going to use. Especially if you got the 35 to 150, you really only need one camera on you while you're shooting a ceremony. Like if I don't
I've
need that one, I don't have to have it.
the A7 III that I got. I've taken maybe 3 photos with it.
Yeah,
Like I got it, I tested it, it works. I set it up so like if I if shit hit the fan and I actually have to use it, the settings are correct. But other than that, I've never used it. So to me, I went, why am I gonna spend like $2,000 or $3,000 on a camera that I'm never really gonna use?
yeah,
I bought it for $1,100. It had 20,000 clicks on it. I'm like, yeah, good, perfect. And now
yeah,
it's just been stored in my bag, and I never use it.
yeah.
So
Fuck it.
that's the only thing I would buy used. I agree with you. Everything else, for several reasons. Like one, I just that's one of the few things where I prefer having something new. I don't believe in buying new cars. I think that's a silly concept also because of depreciation. But when it comes to equipment, I also have to think about if you buy it on eBay, it works because you get a receipt. But if you buy it like on OfferUp or you buy it on Craigslist or anything like that, you're not getting a receipt. So now what am I going to tell my accountant? Hey, I bought this for X amount. And I'm sure there's like some type of loophole, but like it's much easier when you have a paper trail for what you bought for your taxes.
Dog. Uh, uh, I ate lunch yesterday with this cat named Andre and Tristan, and he
hmm
was talking about how there's a guy he works with who has a Canon R3, $6,500 Canon body, and it misses focus 90% of the time. And he bought it from like a black market dealer,
What
and now
what type of body? What company was it?
Canon.
Oh, okay. Continue. Continue.
No, you knew what you were doing with that. Very cheeky boy. You knew what you were doing there. But he bought it from some black market dealer for cheap. So I'm not sure if it's canon. I think I I don't know if this
Did it
fella. I don't
did it
know
have
how
two
you
ends?
make fake shit like that, but I had the R3 before and it focused fine with me. But now he's struggling to like return it. So that's why like yo, be careful if you buying used shit. I fuck with eBay because you can get your money back.
It's not what it used to be. It's not
Yeah.
like back in the day. It was a shady territory, but
No, and I
um,
sold a lens before where the guy wanted it, he returned it, and so
mhm.
like eBay's like they don't fuck around. Like you giving this back,
Right, yeah.
he's sending it back. You owe the money back, and like they would not get off my case. And I was angry about that situation because there was nothing wrong with this lens that I sold this guy,
You
and he
just
was
didn't like
trying to yeah, he just and so I'm like, man, this cocksucker because I had already done something with that money. um,
it.
but yeah, eBay's a safe place because like they're at a point now where they don't fuck around. Like if you selling shenanigans and somebody's like, "Hey, this is a piece of shit what you sold me." All this being said, y'all please go out and buy my Canon gear when I list it on eBay.
What is it? Scott Stockton on eBay? Is that what it is? Scott Stockton Photography?
No, oh my god, we could spend another day on some of the feedback and the bad reviews I've gotten on eBay.
For what?
Oh my god, I cursed this one guy out sideways one day over a transaction. You know what? For the next pod, I'm gonna go to the archives. I've had some stinker reviews all because of my attitude.
All right, I'm gonna add this to the podcast topic. So
Dude,
Scott's.
me and Leonard laughed so hard one day reading them. Like this guy was livid, and then well, let me not say too much. I called him a few things.
Scott's eBay shenanigans. That's the next episode. Stay tuned, everybody.
Y'all better have seatbelts on your chairs while you listen to that one because that one's a rough ride. I'm gonna
All
take
right,
you on the rapids.
so we went ahead. Insta verified is done. Hi, tankers. Um, what's another thing?
You had another good one with Dominic talking about second shooting, and
Mm.
I'm excited to touch base on that. So the topic is second shooters, and correct me if I'm
Innocent.
wrong on the topic. Um, like I think there's too many people out here that I've witnessed in this Charlotte area that are too demanding with their prices for second shooters. I had somebody the other day say 100 an hour, and I'm like, buy. Also, you're not that good, so buy again. But third, you played yourself because you could have came and second shot with me and learned how to do off camera flash because you had no experience. This person, I hope you listening and you watching this. Second shooters need to come in with the mindset of, okay, I'm getting paid money, but I'm also getting an education shooting with some dope motherfuckers that I can't get anywhere else for free. And you're
Yeah.
getting paid to get it. Because when somebody second shoots with us, and I know this from shooting with you and assisting when you were in Charlotte. Like you were telling me everything. You showed me how to do that dance floor shot with where you drag the shutter. Like you
Mm.
showed, I got to see how you set up lights for everything. So like I'm like, fuck, I would have to pay $2,000, $3,000 to go fly somewhere and go to a workshop to learn what I'm getting to learn right now, and I'm getting paid to be here.
Here's and to kind of elaborate on that, and I appreciate you saying that. Like I, when anybody asks me, is college necessary for photography? Absolutely fucking not. I went to college for photography. I didn't learn a goddamn thing because by the time that they were trying to teach us what they were trying to teach us, I had already been out there experimenting with it. When I was 3 years into this stupid degree, and they said we're going to teach you guys how to do off-camera lighting, I looked around and went, "What the fuck am I doing here?" Because I've been shooting with off-camera lighting for years now. So it's like if I'm going to wait for somebody to spoon feed me to learn, this isn't for me. If you're doing photography, you should be passionate about doing this. You shouldn't be doing this just for a paycheck. There are plenty of jobs out there that are boring as shit that you can do just for a paycheck. Go and do that. It's fine. Let people who actually enjoy doing this step in. And that was always my philosophy when I was younger, because I would see these miserable people like as photographers and videographers, and I go, if I ever become this miserable fuck, I'll leave. I'll go do something else. Because all I'm doing is I'm in the way of a 22-year-old, 21-year-old Elmer who wanted to do this, and I'm in the way because I don't want to move because I'm complacent. Um, but back to learning on the job. If you think that coming with us is just a paycheck, it kind of relates to that. Then you're seeing it incorrectly, because when you come with us, and I say this to everybody on my team, not only am I going to teach you guys about photography, I'm also going to teach you guys about business. I'm going to teach you guys about customer service. I'm going to teach you guys about, how we do things, because that's, in my opinion, the smoothest way of doing things. There's a reason why, planners and all this, they love working with us. Like, just yesterday she sent me a text at the end of the night, and, very thanking me for being so easy to work with, because I'll teach them, like, this is how you do things, and these are also experiences that I've seen from other people. Like, I've seen people being difficult with planners, and I'm going, why the fuck would you do that? That's literally the person that opens the door for you, and you're being difficult with them. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna close that fucking door and lock it. They're not gonna let you in. So, um, when you come and assist and you come and shoot, and that's another thing. Put your ego aside. I don't give a fuck if you've been shooting for 5 years, 8 years, and you think you're too good to assist. I don't want you. Because when I'm going to need something from you, or one of our shooters is going to need something from you, you're going to think that you're too big for your britches, and you're going to say, nah, that's not what I'm paid to do. Well, then fuck right off, because we don't want that kind of attitude here. If you need
Yeah.
me to move, dude, I had been shooting for 8 motherfucking years, and we'll stop cursing. And I was shooting for Lynn and Jarsa here in Southern California. And we were doing something in the office. Something, hey, we got to move some boxes out of the back. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm in the back moving boxes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. It's part of the team community. It's not
Yeah.
about, I'm just a photographer. No, like, we've seen planners moving things, and we go, hey, come on, Jeff, let's go move this, and we'll help them move things, for them.
Well,
It's
just
like,
like, then you mentioned like the planner thing too. Like just last week's wedding, I stayed late and helped the planner pack up tea lights and all her stuff.
it doesn't hurt to be a good person, and it doesn't hurt to put your ego aside and going, this person could teach me something that I can not only use when I'm shooting for them, but I can use when I'm shooting for myself, and I can feed my family with the things that I'm learning with this. And that's the mindset that I need people to have if they're going to work with us. It's not just about that day. And the thing with me is, I try to be very fair. Like, if Andrew shoots for me, or let's say Andrew last minute needs somebody to step in, I'm not going to ask you for 125 fucking, $150 an hour. Whatever I pay you, that's how much I'm entitled to. You see what I'm saying? I don't look at myself as bigger.
I mean, you told me the other day Sergio was sick, so you helped
Yeah.
do a shoot for him. You just picked up and went and did his shoot, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just
And it paid, it didn't pay much, but I'm like, yeah, dude, it's because I'm happy to help you. Because if I need something, I know that you've come through for me. So if you need me to stand in and take a few, yeah, I got you. I even edited some previews for him.
yeah. So to touch on that though, like and I've mentioned him a few times. It's going to turn into the Andre podcast, and I'm not trying to do that, but he second shot for me last weekend. And when his time was up, I was like, "Man, you're free to go." And he stayed the entire rest of the night because he wanted to keep shooting. I don't want to sit here and act like I was like a professor and teaching things, because he's very good. He's very good at what he does, but he's a grinder, and if he saw that it was an opportunity to learn and stay and keep shooting. Even yesterday, he knew I had a proposal. He's like, "I got my cameras." He's like, "You want me to shoot on the other side and get his face?" And like, I love people like that. I love grinders and hustlers that just want to work. I ended up saying no because it was a really tight space at this
Yeah.
place. So I was like, you know what, two might be too much, but I just love people like him and like your whole team, like just grinders that want to learn. And like in a team situation like that, I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about money. Like nobody would have to pay me shit. In fact, you force paid me when I was your assistant here in Charlotte. You were like, nobody works for free. I would like, I'll stay here the whole fucking day, and you don't have to pay me $1, because I'm looking at the education I'm getting today as I'm getting paid. I should have to pay you to fucking assist today. Is
I
how I
remember
was
you.
thinking about it.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, because Isaac was there too, your second shooter, and he's nasty with the cameras as well. So like, it was fun to watch both of you guys. Because during, I don't know if you remember this. Well, I'm sure you do. You were there, but during the reception or during the speeches, he would have me. He'd be like, "Can you go hold this light over there and just aim it at this?" So like, I wasn't knowing in my mind. I was like, I don't know how this is going to end up looking on his camera. Like I couldn't conceptually see what was happening, but I went and held the lights, and then he'd show me the back of the camera. I'm like, fuck, these cats is cooking. These
yeah. I
boys
mean, and
is cooking.
that's what we do. Is we when we have two photographers, which is usually the case, we always go, okay, I'm going to do the creative, you're going to do the safe. So in that situation, I went, Isaac, you do the creative, and I'm going to do the safe shots. So that way, that's why you were helping him there in that portion. We
Yeah.
don't both want to do the creative, and we both don't want to do the safe, because then there's no variation, and let's have some fun here. So with like the first dance, we do the same thing. It's like, okay, you'll do the creative. I'm just going to keep it safe and just bounce my flash to make sure that we get it.
Yeah.
Um, so communication is very important, but you only do that when you have a team that's willing to work with you. Like, if I say I'm going to do the creative, you'll get the safe. If I have somebody with ego that's just there for themselves, they're going to go, I want to do the creative. It's like, for me, I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, go for it. But it's like, I've never ever had that attitude from anybody on our team. It's always like, whatever needs to be done, that's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love working with people that are like that. Like it's just like it just comes down to like people needing to humble themselves. Like
And I'm going to throw a little gem out here. If you're a photographer and you're hiring people, always remember that I'm going to be you, whoever you're listening right now. I'm paying you to come in and work with me. So if I'm paying you to come and spend time with me, why the fuck am I going to pay somebody that makes my life difficult? When you hire people that you enjoy working with. I fucking love every single person on my team. So why the hell would I hire somebody that I even have like an inkling of, yeah, I don't really like this motherfucker. Why the hell would I give them my money when I now got to put up with this motherfucker?
yeah. And you have the attitude of I could see that if somebody wasn't doing what they should have been, just dismissing them right there and then.
Oh,
You,
100%.
you
When
can
you
go
when
now.
you when you see me go silent, you're done. Like when I see you doing something stupid, and listen, you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to make as many mistakes as you want, and we'll learn from them. When I see that you don't care, or that you have a little bit of arrogance, or you have a little bit of ego, or you think you know better, or no, those little things, I'm not putting up with that. There's a difference between making a mistake and going, oh shit, my bad, dude. Like, I'm gonna work on that. Let's do it, and we'll try it again. Versus, I wouldn't do that. That's not how I would do things. Well, then go fucking do it yourself. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have an attitude. Maybe come at us and say like, hey, why don't we try, doing it like this? And then I can tell you, okay, let's try it. Or you know what? We tried that once and it didn't really work. So that's why we do it this way. When we tried it that way, this, and this happened. And somebody without an ego will go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Somebody with an ego, no, I think we should still do it like that. Well, then go fucking do it yourself. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, just in life in general, there's too many motherfuckers out there that need to humble themselves. Like they just like
Ego is a
you.
good thing. Ego is a good thing as long as it's regulated, right? Because when let's say, Scott, you and I are going out to go shoot a wedding or a proposal, whatever the case may be. And actually, please remind me, the proposal. There's something that I wanted to mention to you. I haven't told you about yet. The one that we shot in Yosemite. But if we're
Had
going
an
out to shoot,
off air
no, no, no. On,
conversation.
on air. It's a
Okay.
very, really beautiful thing, actually. I'll show it to you in a minute. Um, but if we're going out to go shoot together, or let's say I'm sending someone to go out and shoot, I need them to have some sort of an ego where they go, I can handle this shit. And if anything goes wrong, I can handle it. But I need that ego to also be wrapped with competence. So I need you to go out there with that emotion that I can handle it, but also the skill set that you can handle it. So ego is
Yeah.
not a terrible thing as long as it's regulated. I feel like I have that kind of ego where I go, you can put me in any fucking situation and I'll make sure that we get something cool. But at the same time, like I have trained myself to make sure that we can shoot in a little corner and it'll look nice. Put the right lighting on them, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So ego is not a terrible thing. It's just don't let it grab a hold of you too much.
Yeah. No. No. You all over it. Hit us with this proposal thing.
So Tino hit me up. So the groom that we photographed the proposal in Yosemite,
Yeah.
and let me find the text that he sent me, because it was one photo. I don't think he saw it. I think he might have missed it, or I think like your edit was a little bit different than mine when I delivered it, because I delivered a good amount of your photos as well. And he's like, "Hey, was this photo included in the thing?" Because I think he followed you also, right?
I think so. I know. I know a lot of their family that day followed both of us, not just our accounts, but also the Flashing People account.
Uh-oh. No. No. So check this out. Remember when you did this photo, the silhouette?
Yeah.
So that they he really loved that photo because he told me a couple of weeks prior to that, she painted that at their home.
Oh, that's crazy.
And like to me, it's just it's crazy how like everything wrapped up together because you weren't supposed to be there that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like technically speaking, like you came out of the blue, and then you gave them a photo that correlated with something that's hanging in their home. So
Oh,
I just thought, you know what I mean? Like how the universe just works with things like that.
yeah, that's nice. I like a story like that. You know, I'm a sweet, emotional boy. I love me a nice little story like that.
You sure are. It's like a hallmark, you know,
I'll
beginning
tell
of a
you
hallmark.
what. Listen, I might watch me some rom coms tonight, baby. I'm
What do we
feeling it.
got?
Love is in the air.
Oh, look at that! No irony, no, just straight face.
It's in the air. Look. Listen. I might watch that movie. I might
Uh-huh.
watch. Look. I watch Leap Year every night of the week.
What's leap year?
You kidding me?
When did it come out? I'm gonna pull my old usual cards. Go on.
It's probably about 10 years old, 10, 12 years
Actually,
old.
I spoke English by then. I got no
It's
excuse.
a
Yeah.
it's a lovely little movie that shows off the countryside of Ireland. This is why your boy wants to go to Ireland. So anytime you, me, and Monkey are talking about places we want to go, when I bring up Ireland, it's because of that movie. So
See,
you'd love this
Ireland.
movie.
No offense to anybody from Ireland. No offense, to Irish people. None of.
Take
I just
offense. He's about to say
it,
something shitty
no,
here.
it just wouldn't be in my like top 10 places to go. It's just not something that really resonates with me. Ireland.
Fam.
There's a bunch of other places I'd rather visit before Ireland.
Nah, dog. The Cliffs of Moher? Come on, somebody.
It doesn't really do much for me.
Okay, you know what? Watch Leap Year and then
What's it?
let's
Okay.
have this conversation.
All right, leap year.
You're gonna like this here. You're gonna turn into a you're gonna listen. I got a gang of people that watch rom coms with me. The group is called the Love Bugs. We're gonna add you to the
Oh my God.
we're gonna add you to the group message thread, all right? You're gonna be a
I'll,
love bug now. You're gonna
I'll,
be a love bug.
I'll watch the trailer when we get off of this. Leap year came out in 2010. Oh, I see cows. Oh, I see cows. Okay.
So some people we know would actually love this movie then.
Yeah,
As
I
long as the
think so.
cows had "Marry Me" written on the side, I think.
All right, moving on.
Mm. How was that cow noise?
That was actually really good.
Mm. The wheels are falling off the podcast wagon here. The boys are looking up rom coms.
Rate Scott's cow sounds, please.
Mm.
Perfect.
I feel like I'm
And on
part
that note,
Edward.
I think that's a nice little taste for a Sunday morning. So I
All
think,
right.
yeah, I think we'll end it here. We'll try to come back on here again during the week and take it from there.
Dang, we boys came in cooking at around a 50 spot.
I know. I just looked at it. I don't want to bore people to death, so I think, yeah, we'll just call it here.
Oh man, we dropped a hot Fofty on y'all.
Hmm.
You're welcome, you dirty animals. But we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so y'all got some stuff you have to leave with us. Who wants to be part of the Love Bugs? I'm officially starting that up. I like that. We're just coining stuff now. Yeah, so the Love Bugs is going to be a group. I'm going to have this group in a DM thread on Flashing People if you want to join, and we'll just exchange rom com movies and notes. I like this. Shout out to Love Bugs. DM us. Let us know if you want to join. The next thing, leave me abuse if you're upset about a possible switch to Sony, or
Definitely,
or
definitely.
leave me applause and say you're
No
making a
one's
good move, Daddy.
no
No
one's
no
leaving
applause.
applause. No, no one's leaving. Well, I'll applaud it. Yeah, I'll applaud it because this is the team you should have been on to begin with.
Damn. Cats is ruthless out here. And then just leave us comments if y'all want to join in or you like the idea of picking a topic or subject every week, and then we all go out and shoot it and compare notes.
Yeah, a community kind of contest, I guess.
Yeah.
So anybody, whether you're a photographer or not a photographer, I mean, join us in. Let's have some fun. Let's shoot something.
And it'd be fun if we ever do get sponsors from like different little companies. Maybe we'll have, who knows, if this ever picks up, maybe we'll have some little prizes for like whoever we think from
That
the
would be
community.
nice.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Look at that. We made it to 50. So Fofty is now going to be in the name of this podcast.
There we go.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.